Have you ever thought about which shots are most important in golf? This is an exclusive look at the important techniques that every golfer needs to focus on. By mastering these techniques, you'll be on your way to playing your best golf. You're in for some great tips. Our research from Golf Digest and Golf.com gives you the best tips for perfecting these shots. Be sure to stick around for a helpful detail that can change your game. Let's start with how a solid tee shot can set the tone for the entire round. Consistency in golf starts with a solid tee shot, and this is often where many players face difficulties that can impact their overall game. Trying to hit the ball as far as possible can lead to unpredictable results, with balls often ending up out of bounds or in bad spots on the course. This not only adds strokes to the score, but can also hurt a golfer's confidence and rhythm. Instead of always reaching for the driver, players should think about using a club that focuses on accuracy and keeps the ball in play. This choice can help avoid penalties and create a better foundation for a successful round. For many golfers, staying in play from the very beginning helps set a positive tone, leading to better control over later shots and a more enjoyable experience on the course. A tee shot that prioritizes control over raw power is often more effective than one driven solely by the desire to hit the ball far. Many golfers believe that hitting the ball as far as possible will give them an edge, but it's important to understand that making consistent and reliable contact can be much more helpful in the long run. By choosing a club that is easier to control, like a 6 or 7 iron, golfers can lower their chances of penalties and avoid adding extra strokes. This strategy allows them to focus on good contact, balance, and rhythm, things that should matter more than just distance. By thinking this way, golfers are more likely to keep the ball in play and position themselves for a smoother game instead of chasing after faraway yardage. Here's a tip. Golfers should focus on making good contact with a club that they can control rather than just thinking about power. By keeping their rhythm and control throughout the swing, they can reduce the chances of mistakes off the tee that often lead to frustrating outcomes. This careful approach helps in avoiding penalties and sets up an easier next shot, allowing players to move through the course more effectively. By following this strategy, golfers can build a consistent game that encourages improvement and enjoyment over time. Now, I bet you're curious, what's the secret behind hitting the perfect wedge shot? Once the ball is in play, the wedge shot becomes essential for consistent performance on the golf course. This shot is all about control and accuracy, not just power. Many golfers make the mistake of trying to add distance with their wedge shots, which can cause problems with balance and aim. Instead of focusing on hitting the ball as far as possible, a controlled, shorter swing often leads to better results. Golfers may find that using a 3/4 swing or even a half swing can deliver a smoother, more reliable shot than swinging too hard. Control is key when hitting wedge shots. Trying to hit a wedge with too much power can backfire, throwing off a golfer's rhythm and leading to inconsistent results. When golfers focus on a smoother, more controlled swing, they allow the club to do its job better, which usually means better contact with the ball. This approach also puts the ball closer to the target, helping players feel more confident. They can count on each shot to be consistent instead of risking unpredictable results from swinging too aggressively. Additionally, mastering the wedge shot means understanding the importance of swing tempo and follow-through. A good wedge shot needs a rhythm that fits the situation, which helps with distance control and the ball's path. Practicing different swing lengths and paying attention to how each shot feels can help golfers develop a better feel for their wedge game. Now, here's a tip: choosing a 3/4 backswing helps ensure steady contact and improves control. Golfers who practice this method are likely to see more consistent shots and lower scores. This focus on control makes their short game more dependable and effective, allowing them to handle tough lies and tricky greens with confidence. With practice and dedication, mastering the wedge shot can greatly improve a golfer's short game and overall performance. Up next, let me take you behind the scenes of how choosing the right club can change your game. In any round of golf, picking the right clubs that give you the most control is very important for a good game. For many players, mid-irons and shorter clubs are the most reliable options. These clubs often perform better than long irons and drivers, which can be unpredictable. To help with this, it's helpful to warm up on the driving range before the game. This time allows golfers to check their swing and practice hitting the ball well. The first few holes of the round are also a good chance to see which clubs feel comfortable and work best that day. Choosing reliable clubs helps players avoid taking unnecessary risks. For example, a mid-iron might be a better choice than a driver on certain holes, especially if they have narrow fairways or tricky greens. By using clubs that you feel confident with, you can keep the ball in play and lower your chances of getting into trouble. This smart choice not only makes the game more enjoyable, but also boosts your confidence and performance. Players who stick to familiar and dependable clubs throughout their rounds often see more steady scores and feel more in control of their game. This consistency lets them focus on hitting the ball well and making smart shots, rather than worrying about whether they chose the right club. Having a stable set of clubs also helps players create a clear plan for their shots, making it easier to visualize where they want the ball to go. Use the opening holes to figure out which clubs are working best for you that day. This early assessment can help you adjust your game plan for the rest of the round. By being flexible and aware of how each club feels in real play, you can increase your chances of playing well on the course. Lastly, what's the impact of prioritizing precision over distance in your golf game? While many golfers want to hit the ball as far as possible with each shot, focusing on accuracy instead of power often leads to better results. Experienced players know that taking steady, controlled shots rather than trying to go for maximum distance can lead to a smoother round with fewer mistakes. Having a reliable club that can cover about 150 yards is especially helpful. It allows golfers to break down each hole into manageable shots while avoiding risky situations that could result in higher scores. Using wedges effectively is also important for a consistent game. Golfers who steer clear of high-risk, high-loft shots and choose simpler, controlled swings usually perform better. Aiming for a controlled roll after the ball lands can help improve shot placement and reduce surprises. A solid short game is essential since it often determines how well a golfer plays overall. Putting also becomes more reliable when golfers use visual aids to line up their shots, which reduces guesswork and simplifies the process. When golfers take the time to improve their skills with wedges, irons, and putting, they not only lower their scores, but also enjoy a steadier, more satisfying game. This focus on skill development can make the game more enjoyable as players see real improvements in their performance. By prioritizing control over sheer power, golfers can stay on target and make the most of each shot. This approach leads to lower scores and more consistent performance on the course, allowing players to enjoy their time playing the game. With this mindset, golfers can turn frustrating rounds into enjoyable experiences filled with skill and strategy. We hope you enjoyed these tips to elevate your golf game. Mastering these 3 shots can truly make a difference on the course. If you want to dive deeper into the skills and secrets of golf icons, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more exciting insights and tips as we explore the world of golf legends.